You know, for the longest time, I felt that so much of my identity as a woman was wrapped up in my hair. I think a lot of us feel that way. And that's what makes it so disheartening when you realize no one is listening to you. I'm sure you know the feeling. You go to a salon, maybe with a picture you've saved, feeling a little hopeful. You try to explain what you want, and you just sit there with that slick plastic cape snapped a little too tight at your neck, and you watch them do what they were going to do all along. You end up with that same sensible, rounded shape. That bob that looks, if we're being honest with ourselves, like a football helmet. And truth be told, the problem isn't just that it's an unflattering haircut. It's the feeling that comes with it. The feeling of being erased. They look at the silver in your hair and they stop seeing you. They give you the haircut they think your age should have. It's not a haircut. It's a category. If this feeling of being put in a category sounds familiar, consider giving this video a like to let me know I'm not alone. Now, let's find our way out. Today, we are going to look at several practical, stylish options and discuss the thinking behind them to help you find a frame that does justice to your story. So, let's talk about this unspoken uniform. Before we can find a better way forward, we have to be honest about the rut so many of us get steered into. As you're seeing on the screen, it's a certain kind of cut. That bob that, as one woman so perfectly put it, looks like a football helmet. It's too rounded, often too short in the back, and it just sits there. It's the haircut you get when you ask for layers and are ignored. It's the cut you're given, regardless of the pictures you bring in, regardless of your face shape, regardless of your own taste. There's a particular helplessness in that moment. To be in a situation where you can't get a simple haircut you want feels, well, it feels deeply frustrating. So what is the antidote to the helmet? It's the opposite, the soft, layered bob. Look at the difference. The lines are softer. It's cut to the jaw or just below, not in that awkward, rounded bowl shape. There's a simple elegance here. It's a style that looks polished without looking like you spent an hour on it. It reclaims the idea of a classic bob from the stereotype. This isn't short for convenience. It's shaped for confidence. It's like finding a favorite cashmere sweater in a closet full of stiff uniforms. A relief. But the escape doesn't just stop at one haircut. It begins with a deeper shift in the way we ask the question. How do we refuse the uniform? It begins with changing the question entirely. For decades, we've been told that the goal is to look younger, and every article and advertisement has been a map for that one single-minded journey. But it's a fool's errand. The shift we need to make is a simple one. This isn't about finding a haircut that makes you look 25. The goal isn't about looking younger. It's about feeling right. It's about finding a style that honors the person you are today. Think of it like the relief you feel when you finally find the right pair of glasses, and the whole world just clicks into focus. It's not a different world, just a clearer version of the one that was already there. That's what a good haircut should do. It should align the woman you see in the mirror with the one you know you are inside. We're not trying to erase the last 40 years of our story. We are simply choosing the right frame for the current chapter. The goal isn't to be timeless, it's to be well-timed. With that new principle in mind that we're framing, not fighting, let's look at some more practical examples. These are all intelligent, flattering, and above all, honest. First, the modern shag. Now, this isn't the choppy haircut you might be picturing from decades ago. Today's version is softer, with graceful layers that frame the face. Its real genius is its practicality. For those of us whose hair has developed a new wiry texture, or even some surprising curls, this cut works with that texture instead of trying to flatten it into submission. There's an energy to it, a feeling of hair that moves with you, not a stiff helmet. Next, the gamine pixie. This is a choice for the woman who has nothing left to hide and is tired of the fuss. It's a confident, bold choice that highlights your eyes and bone structure. It's a statement of ease and self-assurance. I am here, it says, and I don't need long hair to feel complete. I'm curious, have any of you made a bold style choice like that and found it surprisingly liberating? I would love to read about your experience. For those who love their length, there's elegant long layers. Never let anyone tell you that you must cut your hair short. The key here is strategic. Long layers that give the hair shape and prevent it from looking stringy or straggly while maintaining the length you love. Then you have the pixie, a modern hybrid between a bob and a pixie. It's a wonderful compromise if you want the freedom of short hair, but the softness of a bob around your face. For the many women whose hair has become curly with age, there is the modern curly cut. This is cut specifically to enhance and shape your new curls, celebrating them rather than fighting them into a shape they were never meant to hold. And finally, a simple classic sweepback. For shorter hair, this is a clean, direct style that keeps your hair off your face, drawing all the attention to your eyes. It's unapologetically straightforward. Now, a list of lovely haircuts is all well and good, but it's only half the battle, isn't it? The other half is finding the person who will actually listen to you and has the skill to do the work. The advice that comes up time and again in online forums is this: go to a young stylist with brightly colored hair. At first, it sounds like a joke, but the logic is pragmatic. A stylist who is comfortable breaking conventions with their own appearance, someone with pink or denim blue hair, is far less likely to impose old-fashioned, rigid rules on you. They see hair as a medium for expression, not just something to be tidied up into a sensible shape. You're not just looking for a haircut anymore. You're not looking for a stylist. You're looking for an ally. And that means you have every right to interview the stylist, so to speak, before you commit. Finding that right person is the most important part of this entire process. So, we've looked at the styles, and we've talked about finding an ally to help you achieve them. But in the end, I hope what you take away from our time together isn't just a picture of a haircut. I hope you see the thread that runs through all of this. The real transformation we're seeking isn't just about hair. I've seen stories of women who, after a lifetime of service caring for parents, for husbands, for children, finally came to a point where they could say, "My life was on hold, now it's my turn." For them, the makeover was a symbolic reward, a way to reclaim the self that had been so generously given to others. That choice, that decision to finally do something just for you, is the most important part. It's like opening a dusty, velvet-lined jewelry box, not to admire something someone else gave you, but to place a new treasure inside one you've chosen entirely for yourself. It's you, calling your own self back to the forefront. A great haircut can be the first step in that journey. It's a small, visible way to tell yourself and the world that you're ready for the next chapter. And on that note, I'd be so honored if you would share a piece of your own story. In the comments below, please tell us one small thing, a haircut or anything else that you've done recently, just for you. I'll be reading every one. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope you'll join me again, because next time, we're going to discuss the one thing every woman with glasses needs to know before buying new frames. It's a small tip that changes everything. Be well.